everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're first time watching, please check out my other videos. But today is a DIY project, and from the recommendation of my Culligan water guy who takes care of my water softener, I'm going to put this down into the well to get rid of or try to get rid of some of the iron bacteria. Again, this house was built back in the 50s, so some of those pipes have probably been there for quite a while, especially inside the house. I know the well has been relocated to where it is now. But I'm going to go over the instructions, head out to the well itself, and we'll start from there. Alright guys, so looking over the instructions, I was already told by the Culligan guy I had to bypass my water softener, which is just turning in one of the valves. I can show that to you. But here's where I got a little confused. Pour the determined amount of tablets down the pipe, and also pour determined amount of granules in a 5-gallon bucket of water. So you have tablets here, and then you have the granules here. So what would be the predetermined amount? Well, there's a calculation for that, and going online I looked that up, and instead of trying to do the math myself, I found a website where you can actually just enter the information and it'll do the calculation for you. As far as what you need to know is the volume of water for your well. I do not know the depth of my well. We're guessing it's around 200 feet, and I believe the pipe is about 4 inches. So that's a little over 100 gallons. So 100 gallons is only like 2 or 3 of these tablets. And I'd have to look again on the granules. I think it's like 2 ounces, 2 to 3 ounces that I have to mix in 5 gallons of water. And I'm going to mix the water up, or put the water in first before I add the granules, and that's what it says to do. Do not add water to the granules, add the granules to the water. And then I'll have to find something to actually be able to pour it down into the well itself. This is going to be fun. Hope you guys stick around. We'll see what happens. I know it's not going to show up on this camera, but it has about 9 ounces of granules in there, just a little over 8. So I'll drop it down to 6 ounces. I already have the water here, but what I'm going to do is make sure I can get the cap off of the well before I mix this in with the water and waste it. And of course this goes in after the tablets, but I'm going to see if I can get the cap off of the well. Alright, so this is the bypass for my water softener. So I just have to screw that all the way in there. And of course the goats are going to be in the background. So that's all the way in. My water softener is not even powered on right now because Lucy, the white goat, decided she was going to try to get to this or something. I don't know. She was climbing up over here and knocked the power adapter on the ground. And as you can see, that's broken. So I'll have to go to Culligan today and get another one. Hopefully they have one. In the meantime, I'll see what tools are needed to get this well cap off. Well, this is going to be a DIY failure, as this well cap has a very small, it's going to be hard to see, and I apologize. I believe that's the plug. And of course I'm not going to be able to get it out because the pipe is in the way. And it's very small, so to get any kind of tablets down there is not going to happen. But I did notice that, you know, I've seen it before, but realizing now this is actually a gap that's probably going to have to try to be fixed. I'm not sure how all that works, as all this is the electrical parts down in there. I put in a call for a local well pump company to come out here and to take a look at this. But while I'm here, and that's not going to work, I might as well talk about this piece right here, which is the contactor. And the reason why I'm going to go over that is I had issues with it at one time, and this got replaced. So unfortunately at wells, when the water runs out, you don't realize it until you're in the middle of a shower with your head full of shampoo. And that's because the shower obviously is going to use more pressure than running a faucet or filling up a toilet. So it's gone out a few times, and I actually thought maybe there was something wrong with the pump itself. But there's your contactor. These are the contacts. And what was happening was, the first time, for whatever reason, a bunch of ants got in there. No, I take that back. That was the second time. The first time, it was a baby lizard got in there and fried himself and was coming between the two contacts and therefore breaking the circuit. So I have to turn the breaker off, come out here, take it out, reattach the old contactor had an actual bar on it. You could put them back on there. Second time was ants, and then I think the third time we were having power go on and off, so it was making those contacts go on and off, and eventually they just got kind of burned up. If you're old school and you know what points in a car are, they're kind of the same thing. I did clean them up, but it got to the point where it was becoming a problem, and the last time it happened, before I got this replaced, I actually thought it might have been finally the well pump going out. So I called the well pump company, and they put that on first. They're not hard to change, you just gotta make sure the power is off. Obviously you don't want to get zapped. If you have a well and for whatever reason the well pump isn't working, I would recommend checking your contactor first. On the bright side, Culligan came through for me. They had the adapter I need for my water softener, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And the best part was, they didn't even charge me for it. So hats off to Culligan. That's very much appreciated. Strip this wire. This gauge wire is kind of smaller. I didn't have any of the red connectors. Let's see if we can get this to work. Actually, I think what I'll do is strip it down a little bit further and just fold it over. I guess my shirt's appropriate for today for the well pump cleaning, sanitizing. So crimp this. It has a little blue dot on there. There's that one. Don't want to go back too far because the actual metal part of the connector is not there, so you'll end up just crushing the plastic and you'll make it non-insulated. Just crimp that. So this is my white tracer line, which goes on the inside. Screwdriver here. Phillips head screwdriver. And it fits right on there. Fits right on. Take the solid line, put it on that one. Alright. I would like to try to tie this up around the house somehow, but really not much space to do it. And it turned on. I could hear it. Kind of hear it. It's definitely working. So because I'm not going to leave it in bypass now, I'm just going to turn this out. This does come all the way out, so you don't want to unscrew it all the way. Leave it there. And hopefully it's running the way it should be. Well, that's all for today, guys. I appreciate it. Any questions or comments, please leave them below. Try to make an update on the well pump whenever they get back to me. I should just call them instead of sending an email message, but I'll keep you all updated on that. And again, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Have a good one.